them. Girl, if I had a U-Haul, girl. Well, you know what, girl? They rent it by the hour at Home Depot. We can get his stuff out of there in 45 minutes. All you have to pay is $19.99. No, sir, girl, really? And God be like, what are you doing? Meanwhile, the husband ain't been to work. He's still laying in bed real slow like, is she crazy? I lost that job 4 days ago. Okay, okay, so in our light affliction, so God takes people out of your life then, because it's what we tend to do is we look for people to help us out of our affliction. We look for people to pull us out of the darkness, and God is saying, I am the way, the truth, and the light. Amen. Come on. So he wants you to look to him. So he's going to take fake friends out your life. Isn't it funny how sometimes we just be crying and wailing over fake friends when they leave? You ever had a fake friend and you be like, oh. The last time I called because a fake friend left me and I cried. I said, Lord, I left half my clothes at his house. We ain't friends no more. I know he going to ruin them. Psalms chapter 19. I'm almost done. You know, I just want to talk with you. It's so good to be home. And so good to be talking with everybody and seeing what God has and what he's going to do. I'm ready for a new day, though, church. I'm ready for a new day. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 119:67 says, before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word. Sometimes it's the darkness that comes into our lives that allows us or helps us to keep God's word. If it was day all the time, we'd never stop moving. If it was daytime all the time, we'd never stop moving. We got to move, and the only way we're going to move is in the daylight. So sometimes when we start moving out of position, or we start moving out of control, or we start moving to places that we shouldn't be moving, then God will bring us into a night season so that you can stand still. Sometimes the Bible says stand still. When all you've done to stand, just stand. Sometimes God says be still and know that I am God. It's only in the darkness that we will remain still. But I was afflicted. Before I was afflicted, I went astray. But now I keep your word. See, sometimes we've got to get into a dark experience because of our lives were wilding out. We were out of control. We were doing things we shouldn't do, saying things we shouldn't, acting the way we shouldn't act, going to places where we couldn't act, calling phone numbers that we shouldn't be calling. You ever have that one phone number in your phone you shouldn't have? You know you shouldn't have it. No one should ever have, and yet it's labeled under Bill's, and you know their name is not Bill. Now you need to get rid of that phone number. You need to get rid of that address. You need to stop going on that side of town. You need to stop talking to those people. Because before I was afflicted, I went astray. But now I keep your word. Sometimes the night season is for us to get the opportunity to keep our word. Our word. Almost done. Isaiah 48. Isaiah 48:10 says, behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. We have to be tested. We have to be tested. We have to be tested. I heard a story the other day of a man who laid the carpet down in the man's house that owns Coors Brewery Company. He said it was such an honor to be able to install the carpet of the owner of Coors Brewer Company. He said the man was rich beyond rich. He had 2 closets, one for the man closet and one for the woman's closet that I put on. He said, but I had me a little scrub helper. And I told the helper, now if you ever have a helper and you have to say this to him, find a new helper. Helper, please don't steal from these people. Just FYI, that's free. You take that. If you ever have to say that to your, if someone comes over to your house to help you move some furniture, and you got to say, oh, wait a minute, please, don't steal from me. That's the first sign that you shouldn't have them in your house. So he brings in the little skittish worker, and he says, listen, please don't steal from me. I said, I know I don't steal from you. He said, okay, so he lays in the carpet, he puts all the carpet, it's really nice, he backs out, and he does everything. He's so proud of his work, and the Coor, I think he said his name was Pete Coors, comes over to him and says, come here, can I talk to you? And he says, yes. So he talks to the boss, he grabs the boss, he goes, boss, he goes, you've been doing a really good job. He goes, we are really proud of the work you're doing. And he goes, that's great, thank you very much. He goes, and I went to walk away, and I heard a, but we want to show you something. And there on the video camera was his scrub little buddy going through Pete Coors' underwear drawer. And he said, I was so mad. He said, I was so frustrated because I could not trust him in the night. The moment that he thought no one was watching, the moment he thought that everyone's back was turned on them, he began to rifle through the drawers. And there, on a hanger, hanging a fake shirt, was 2 motion-censored cameras. So Pete Coors says, you, the boss, can stay, but you have to leave. In other words, he couldn't trust him. I believe that God puts us in these situations to see if he can trust you. I always tell people, God didn't call me to the addict. God didn't call me to the gangbanger either. I'll mess around and have a gang meeting and be like, we should start a gang. Got like 9 dudes in a row and just talking about why are you in the gang? We should get out of the gang. And all of a sudden we're talking about gang. Oh, remember this set, remember that set, remember that side of town. Remember this. Next thing you know, we're gonna give ourselves a name and give ourselves some signs so we can recognize each other when no one's around. Next thing, we're in a gang. God has to be able to trust us in any type of situation, and I believe he brings these dark moments over our lives. You know, if you have a problem with gossip, guess who you're going to get hooked up with at work? A gossiper. I don't know what's worse, gossiping or listening to gossip. I haven't figured it out. They both are just as juicy. Girl, I saw a U-Haul packed in front of Victor's house the other day. Girl, I saw some men moving Pastor Vic's furniture, and it wasn't your husband. I'll be right over. I'll bring some deviled eggs. It's a pun. If you get it, you get it. All right. I'll be quiet now. Pastor Mitch be Googling U-Hauls. Pastor Mitch to get me home be like, it's just for the season. Tomorrow morning you can come home. Just remember, though, it's been dark for 18 months. So, weeping may endure through the night, but joy comes in the morning. Guess what? I'm so tired of crying that I don't have any tears left. I'm ready to rejoice. I'm ready to rejoice. I'm ready for a new season. I'm ready to stop being told what to do. I'm ready to stop being sick and tired, broke, busted, and disgusted. I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of being tearful. I'm tired of being depressed. I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired of being broken. I'm tired of being lost. I'm tired of being tossed by the waves to and fro. And today I'm here to tell you, church, that I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for a new day. I'm ready for the sun to come up. I'm ready for the season to change. I'm ready for it to get warmer. I'm ready for it to get brighter. I'm ready for it to get to a place where I can begin to do something worth doing. Can you say amen? The problem is in the dark, you can't work in the dark. You can't work in the dark. You cannot work in the dark. If you are in a dark season, you are in a stay still season. You got all the plans in the world. You just can't fulfill them plans because you can't work in the dark. There's so many things that you want to do, but you can't do them things because you're in a dark season. There's so many places you want to go, but you can't go to them places because it's too dark. You ever gone outside to mow your lawn at 2:30 in the morning? No, you can't see, man. You got to wait for the sun to come out. That way you don't run over a sprinkler head or some toys or a 4-year-old. You got to be able to see. You can't labor at night. Wife be like, where you going, honey? Oh, work on the roof. It's 3 in the morning, baby. That's all right. I know what I was doing even in the daylight. Okay. Call that U-Haul. There's just certain things you can't do things in the nighttime. But I'm ready for a new day. You know what? A new day means new name. New season brings new name. New season brings new name. Every time there's a new season, I need a new name. You know what? In the old season, they used to call me loser. In the new season, you better call me winner. In the old season, they used to call me sick. But in the new season, they call me healthy. In the old season, they used to call me poor. But in the day season, they call me rich. In the old season, I was a bad parent. In the new season, I'm a good parent. In the old season, I don't have a car. In the new season, I do have a car. In the old season, I don't got a job. In the new season, I got a job. In the old season, I don't got dignity. In the new season, I got dignity. In the old season, I thought I was ugly. But in the new season, I know I'm pretty, baby. So look out my way, let the sun shine and the birds come, because I got a new name on my forehead. Can you say amen? Work is for the day. In the daytime is for work time. You can prosper. You can gather. That's why when you're in a dark season, it seems like you can't get nothing done. I just went over that. In the dark time, you do more crying. In the daytime, you do more smiling. In the dark time, you do more thinking. In the daytime, you do more doing. I don't want to think about it. I want to be about it. I don't want to dream about it. I want to build it. I'm ready to put a brick in one hand and a hammer in the other and start building something. I'm ready to start doing something. I'm ready to start moving forward, making progress. Take it out of the visionary stage and put it into the reality stage. Start taking it out the dream realm stage and start putting it into reality. But we can only do that in the daytime. And I'm ready for a new day. I can't see at night. And I want to see. I can't see at night. You ever had, you know, I talk poor folk. I can talk to poor folk. You can talk to poor folk. Poor folk know. Poor folk just know. Poor folk have numbers you never heard of. You ever call someone up poor, be like, hey, man, I'm poor. That's funny, I'm poor, too. You know where to get some food? I know 18 places we can stop by today and get some food. 18 places? Oh, I got a U-Haul in the truck, man. We'll load the whole U-Haul full of food. Poor people will just give you names. Like, hey, did you call heifer, Efa, Mefa, and help you with your public service? Be like, I call them. Yo, so poor people, but you can't see it. You can't get it done at night. You can't get it done. You got to wait till the day when you can start moving through these things and going through these things. It's at nighttime. I'm ready for a new day. Folks, I'm ready for a new day because when the sun rises, we can make the connections that we need to fulfill our destinies. I feel like I have been stuck in the crucifixion. I feel like I've been stuck in it's called the suffering of the crucifixion. The suffering of the crucifixion. Have you ever suffered? Anybody ever suffered? You ever suffered? You ever suffered? You ever suffered? You ever suffered? Oh, it was funny. Somebody was telling me, somebody said something about there was this caption in this. It said, next time you cry about having a new pair of shoes, remember this guy, and it was a guy with no legs. And it made me feel really bad for a while. I was like, wow, I shouldn't complain about not having any shoes. But then I thought, well, he don't have any feet. He should say, next time you worry about not having any feet, you should worry about me, and I have to buy shoes all the time. You see what I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute. I know that my cross ain't your cross, and what would make you cry would never make me cry, and what makes you cry would never make me cry. But I'm telling you, when it happens to me, and it hurts me, and I feel all alone, and I don't want somebody to come up to me and say, well, I had it worse, well, I had it different, well, it hurt me more, well, you may have lost a pinky, but I lost a whole hand. I don't want to hear that.